Hey, Shop Dog. I'm going to do an update on the L4 project. I'm going to show you where we are about 3 months in. Mainly, the project started out with a whole lot of soap and water. There was 12 or 15 years of barn dust on the airplane. The top coat of paint has quite a bit of oxidation, and I've been experimenting around with some various methods of bringing the color back out. As you can see behind the boot cowl here, we have a traditional olive drab, but all of the parts that have been exposed to UV through the years have sort of grayed out a little bit. And even after cleaning, and I can show you on the other side a couple of spots, it's shinier but yet still darker than the original olive drab. But the main thing has been just cleaning up the main part of the barn, dirt and dust. The front windshield was crazed beyond repair, and so we're going to replace that. The rest of the plexiglass looks pretty good. And as you can see, the boot cowl is off, and there's a lot of work to be done. Up in the front of the cockpit, a few odd repairs and little items to look at. A couple of the instruments need to be worked on. A lot of cleaning on the interior. A lot of bugs and mouse poop, general dirt had to be cleaned up in various stages. A lot of vacuuming, scrubbing, air hose, over and over and over and over. But I have it looking pretty good. Quite satisfied with everything so far. Down here on this front lower corner of the fuselage is a place where I've been working on the paint, and it's going to look pretty good. Overall, I'm very happy with what I've got here. Spent a couple of days cleaning up the trim tower and the yoke. It had several coats of paint on it, so it was a lot of work with a scraper and a toothbrush and air hose and some cleaner and this and that. But it's all rigged and lubed with graphite and fully operational. Pretty happy with that. Over here to the wings. Nothing more done on the wings other than pulled them out and did a lot of soap and water work. Just a bucket and a rag. Haven't removed the ailerons yet, and there's still some cleaning to be done up in the aileron bays, so forth and so on. Mainly concerned with getting the fuselage in shape, and then move on to the wings. I've processed a lot of small parts. Here we have a set of tail wires, reprocessed and ready to go. And moving over to the parts department, here's our boot cowl. You can't see it, but the firewall has been cleaned, and I'm working on a brushed stainless finish for the firewall. You might can see the old windshield there, which I'll be redoing. And there's that center floorboard that is removed at this time. Engine mount has been freshened up. Still a few odd pieces of sheet metal to be cleaned up. Shock system has been reprocessed with brand new bungees. I did replace one of the wheel hubs because of a worn brake drum, and then reprocessed everything else. So now I have two good ones. Have brand new tires to go on. There's the trim yoke carry through reprocessed. Prop hub. There's our seat straps. The hubcaps are going to need to be redone. And some odd parts that we pulled out of inventory. It'll be going back in just as soon as we choose which is best. There's an original L4 air box that we plan to put on. Tail wheel assembly has been completely redone, rebushed, new tire. Have a choice of steps that I haven't chosen which one to use yet. New gascolator, some instruments that we're looking at to try to get them in better shape. There's our Y pipe and cabin heater. Here are the brake parts reprocessed and ready to go back together. This is the air box that I'm going to use to start out with. I will be making a new muffler shroud. Underneath here, that's the landing gear, and all of the metal work around the axles has been cleaned and reprocessed and ready to go. Moving along quite nicely, although it is wintertime here in Georgia and we've had some downtime due to cold weather. I'll bring you back here in just a second and you will see a remarkable jump forward. And so now we got it back on the gear. Fully rebuilt tail wheel assembly, all set to go. Brand new 804 Cub tires. The entire undercarriage has been gone through, cleaned up, repainted. Brand new bungees. All the brake assembly housings and everything's all reprocessed. Moving on from here. Continuing on, we got the horizontals on and the elevators. Fresh set of tail wires. All fresh hardware in there, and all of the exposed metal has been cleaned up, epoxy primered. Looks like it may be time for a rudder. And we got the rudder put on. Everything is rigged. We installed 2 new rudder cables and got the pedal travel and whatnot all sorted out. And we'll move on from here. The fuel tank is in. The fuel valve and control are hooked up and working properly. And the boot cowl is on. At least partially, it's fitted and working good. Firewall was originally flaked out olive drab, and now we've got pretty decent looking brushed stainless finish on it. Pretty pleased with that. And we will move on and get the motor mount and the engine on. And the engine mount. Firewall's looking better. New gascolator, cabin heat box, and new fuel line, and a new oil line, and new engine mount bolts ready to go. Just waiting on some fiber washers to come in so that we can get the engine mounted on here. So while we're waiting, we got into the wings and ailerons. First one has been disassembled, cleaned, all of the external metal work cleaned and repainted, as well as the left wing. Come around and get you in some better light for this. And we're just working on cleaning up and repainting the external metal, the hinges, inspection covers, a couple of odds and ends. We'll get us some new leather patches for the cable exits. Move on to the other wing, which is sitting back here on the wing rack. Finally, engine hanging day. Pretty big milestone. Got about half of the odds and ends hooked up on it. Anticipating getting the exhaust and muffler back tuned up and ready to go, and then we can work out the details. Can't beat that with a big hairy stick. Next time you see us, we might be running up and down the runway in this thing.